Joe Louis Drive, an address, a gym by the name of the Doghouse, has begun synonymous with toughness, hard work, conditioning, mentoring, and the elevated standard of basketball expectations. From Torian Prince, Marcus King, Ty Dillard, and many more that have excelled, all in the sweatbox known as the Doghouse. John Collins, commonly referred to as JC, is known for demanding and setting high expectations of effort, discipline, and being a tough coach. Kevin Howell, commonly referred to as Country, the nice guy in the gym. Angel Benavides, the tactician of the trio. In these three men, you have a philosophical intertwining to bring the best instruction, culture of competition, and future leaders with the youth in San Antonio. Joe Louis Drive isn't for everyone, and that's okay. We're not fancy, but get results. If you endure the sessions and keep coming back for more, you'll grow athletically and see personal growth. JC, Country, and Angel's leadership styles are based on knowing the game can provide opportunities that can change lives. We are demanding and devoted to changing lives through the game of basketball. 6712 Joe Louis Drive. You will know that you are in the right place when you hear the dogs barking. Hello everyone, thanks for joining us today. I'm Kevin Howell, the One-Eyed Scout, part of TAN TV, the African American Network, where we have a local feel and a global reach. We have our guest here today, Luis Acosta. He's from San Antonio, been one of the guys that have worked out with us, with JC, with John Collins, and we're just going to share a little bit of his story today. So we'll get started right off the bat, man. Why don't you tell us a little bit about high school and what your next steps were?
All right, so my last 2 years of high school, I played at John Marshall.
Mm-hmm.
First going there, I was a new guy, a new face. So when I first joined the team, when I first tried out, I wasn't necessarily looked at just because of the way they run the program over there.
Mm-hmm.
They saw me for my size, but that was about it. They didn't really care to watch me throughout my practice, or when it came to it, the only reason I was able to join the team was because of one assistant coach.
Okay.
If it would have been up to the head coach, I would never even be on the team.
All right. So while we were there, you showed up, as you said, a new guy, and kind of had to make our way through the process and everything. And what was skill development like there? Like, what did you feel, not talking bad about the coaching staff, but skill-wise, do you feel like you were developed?
I'd say not as much as I would have hoped. At the time, the school was strongly guard-based. We had more guards than we had bigs. We had like 3 guys who could be bigs, and everyone else was just guards. So I guess the coaches took that and decided to make it more guard-focused and guard practice every day.
Okay. And I know because you and I have talked that you decided to go and play club ball at San Antonio College. You got enrolled.
Mm-hmm.
And why don't you talk about that experience and coming from high school to there, how that led you to make your decisions?
I'm no stranger to hostile environment or not necessarily the most accepting environment. When I went to SAC, it was a fresh team, a lot of new faces, so I wasn't necessarily worried about fitting in originally. So I went there and I knew I was gonna have to work, and it was a good training program. We worked hard every day, we did what we had to, and there was really good development. But I don't know where it happened, maybe because I wasn't on campus as much. I only did a few classes on campus, majority online, but eventually a line was drawn and I was simply not on the other side. I started feeling more of a separation between me and my teammates. They started hanging out more, not inviting me out much. And then, eventually we could see it on the court. They wouldn't pass it to me and all that.
You feel like some of your frustrations from high school kind of led you to feel that way? Some similar experiences?
Potentially the fact of being told that I will be utilized and just not seeing the effort of utilizing me. I'd say maybe that's what could have transferred over.
And then so you decided to step away, and you decided to work construction full time for a better part of a year. Why don't you tell me or us a little bit about the construction world, the working daily to you reaching the point of, hey, I think I want to play basketball again?
So basketball was always something that I wanted to do and chase, but of course, I took a step back. But I had to keep money coming for my own reasons, or when I wanted to save up so I can go back into the college game. But there's a lot of discipline in it. I'd wake up every day 6, sometimes 5:30 in the morning, and I wouldn't be home till 7. And when you go out there, you're carrying a lot of heavy stuff. You're sometimes stuck on, what I was doing was garage doors. I'd be on there for an hour, sometimes 2, depending on the job. And it takes a lot to just go there and do it every day, for knowing how long you're going to be out there, whether it's hot, cold, and just knowing that you got to get the job done.
Yeah, and then basketball seemed like a better route.
Yeah.
You spoke about the disciplines of a job life, of a job that's labor intensive, and you came to us and you asked about playing college basketball, and we were very evaluatory of the situation. Watched the first workout, and one thing I liked about you was afterwards when we talked, I said that you could do some things, but the first thing we had to do was drop about 20 pounds, and you did that within a 7-week time frame, and we agreed that every workout would start out with a road run, and I'd say 90% of them did. So knowing that, so how did the disciplines of your work kind of prepare you for a workout facility that we even talk about it? It's not for everybody. So why don't you talk a little bit about that?
So I'd say how they transferred me over is just knowing that the harder you work, and it's gonna end eventually. And you got to keep pushing, and you got to know whether this is the college is the goal. Whether I was at work, it was a paycheck, but I got to work hard. I got to keep going. I got to finish the job. You want that paycheck, you got to finish the job, and I was able to transfer that over to this workout, as in the job being working out every day, giving it your all, running that 2 miles, coming down, coming back, just to go into the gym, just to work out even more. At the end of the day, when I'm driving home, all right, I did my job that day, and it's just gonna rack up, and then once I'm finally playing my college ball or wherever I am, that's me getting my paycheck.
Yeah, it's interesting because the time that you go to work didn't change.
Yeah.
But you were able to work with your boss and get off a little bit. I say an hour earlier than you were, but you were in the gym.
Yes, sir.
And so we worked together some, and I'm considered a nice guy in the gym. So why don't you tell the folks out there a little bit about JC, John Collins, and what he demands of you, the ups and downs, where I come in to kind of explain what's really going on, because he is gruff. But you know what I like about JC? He never cusses you. At the end of the day, you know he loves you, and that's huge within the community that we serve. So go ahead, I'll let you.
So about JC is everyone he's accepted or picked up into the gym is someone who sees could be greatness. And JC, what he practices, what he shows, the drills he makes us run are all new to me when I first joined, because they are simply high-level drills. He expects that greatness of us because he coaches greatness. And the more and more he coaches, it kind of just gives an impact on you, like the people around you, and even his energy he gives off. It's just you can tell that he wants you to be great. And I think that's the best thing about him, whether he's yelling at us that we're not going hard enough, or if he decides that outside is the best thing for the day.
Yeah.
You could tell that he wants you to be great, even though sometimes he can, like he said, be a little rough.
Yeah, it's interesting, man, because you go into the gym, and for anyone that's not been there, you look around and there's probably 30 jerseys, signed jerseys from college, professional, overseas professional athletes that have worked out in that gym and under him. And, that gym's historic on the east side.
Yeah, I saw Paul Pierce.
Yes. Kobe Bryant worked out there one weekend, and so it's got a lot of rich history. But also there's a community-based league that JC brings in, and it's there, I think, like the old midnight leagues, to keep people off the streets a little bit. And so why don't you talk about that? I know you played a few games in that league, and talk about the camaraderie, the competition, all those different facets.
I'd say that playing those games, I feel like was the best way of having the experience of knowing you got to work hard and keep working hard, like feeling like your game improving, but also having fun. Like whether it be the energy of the players, like everyone's being really competitive. Everyone wants to win, no one wants to lose. But at the same time, everyone knows each other. So everyone wants to, it's that, the fire there is the being competitive, wanting to beat each other. But it's not hostile.
Not hostile.
It's not hostile at all. And like with the DJ, there's a DJ there, and he's talking trash, everyone's talking trash, but it's just a great way to keep progressing and getting your reps in and just having fun at the same time.
Yeah, it's neat because that's part of, it's attached to the Spurs somehow, from what I understand. But, at the end of the season, it's like, I think it's got 3 more weeks or 6 more weeks. The winner goes to Atlanta.
Yeah, I heard that.
Or goes to Chicago, or both, to compete. And so that's a real incentive. There's guys that have gone on the trips, and they want to go back. It's a great experience. All right, so one of the things that we talked about is what happened prior to us, what happened with us, and everyone has an individual plan. So your plan was weight loss and get in shape.
Yeah.
Some guys, it's weight gain and nutrition on top of the work. And then we talked about the community league that goes on out there. And so if you ever get a chance, go look up Pro Jump Jones. He does great work, videography and posting on his Instagram. So the next thing I want to talk about is putting you in front of coaches, and what that's meant to you, and knowing that for me, I'm seeking feedback from the coaches to make sure that I'm getting you right and what's needed.
So as we discussed earlier, I went off the grid. And from what I've talked to coaches before, talked to you, JC, it's harder to come off the grid than it is to whether I came off of Marshall with a measly couple of points, right? So the way that you guys were able to get me in the lab, just get videos of me in the lab, just see me playing these games. You guys held that showcase that I went to, worked my ass off for that day just to work out, go crazy. And you were able to take that, put it out there, and give me opportunities that I couldn't have gotten when just coming straight off the grid by myself.
That's true.
And you were able to get me even more opportunities than I did coming out of Summer League or Marshall basketball. So the way that you guys were able to do that even impressed me. The way you guys had I had no followers on Twitter, and in one showcase I gained like 12 followers from colleges. It was crazy.
And so it's been good, and Luis has been very determined and consistent, and so it was easy because we had built a relationship on trust on you being there, and so it's easy to share with coaches. And right now as we sit here, as we're recording this, Luis showed up with 0 opportunities. So far, we've gained 3 opportunities, and some of them were near Canada, but they were still opportunities.
Yeah.
But let's talk about another thing that we do, like when we went to A&M San Antonio.
Yeah.
And those opportunities, because we like to think that we have the prescription or the plan, or because we've done this 8-10 years already, and in a 4-year span we put 22 guys in college.
Mm-hmm.
After that we quit counting. So anyway, putting you in front of Coach Dial and A&M San Antonio when they're bringing recruits in, like what did that do for you?
Well, not only does it give me a great look of the competitiveness of even getting into college basketball.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just you trying to get into college, it's a bunch of other guys. Mm-hmm. There's a bunch of other factors to it. So being able to show up here, there at the workout, and them get to see me, get to see compared to their recruits, mm-hmm. They can see what I need to get, what I need to learn, mm-hmm. what I can get to be at their level. What they need to tell me, like what they were able to tell me was that I need to lose a little more weight, which we know and we've been working on. But
which this was after he lost 20 pounds.
Yeah. Yeah. But being in an environment where everyone's working and the coaches are not just favoring the recruits, mm-hmm. They were able to tell you, and you get to me, of course, that what I need to work on. Yeah. And of course, we kept working on it, and now here I am.
Yeah.
And I'm ready.
And that's one thing that I talked about beforehand and afterwards is feedback. We all need feedback, good or bad. It doesn't matter. It fits into our plan and how we're going to adjust. And so that's pretty much the program and how you've come along. Mm-hmm. Currently, right now, do you want to share your commitment? Where you're headed for next year?
Yeah, I'd love to. So I'm going with Mr. Coach Anwar
King.
Yes, joining his academy. Yeah. It's a great opportunity that I was so ready to take. I love everything he's about his program. Mm-hmm. He's strong and he knows what he's doing, and I can see familiarity with JC's program and how he's gonna work you, and that he cares for his players. And that his promise that he's going to take me somewhere and he's going to take this program and all the rest of his players is something I feel is very strong within himself. Yeah. He truly believes that this is what he's going to do, and I'm all for it. I'm riding with him.
Yeah, so that's Coach Anwar King. I believe he's going to be Quality Prep.
Quality Prep Academy.
And, he's got a great track record. And so for me to be comfortable with signing off on that, it's a lot of trust in the triangle right there, me, you, and Coach King. So I hope the best for you. Remember, this is the One-Eyed Scout. We're on TAN TV, the African American Network, where it's a local feel with a global reach. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, peace out, homie.
Appreciate it.